Hello, I'm PX and welcome back to Seed Sunday. This is the weekly series on my channel where I show you seeds for Minecraft which are particularly interesting and worth checking out in some way. And this week's seed is one that I came across purely by chance while I was trying to do a challenge. If you're curious, I was trying to beat Minecraft without eating at all, and this seed made that challenge entirely impossible. It was so desolate, so deserted, I thought it was a joke at first, but no, this is a real Minecraft seed you can type in yourself and get such a disastrous outcome for reasons that you can probably see already, but just in case you can't, let me explain it to you as I explain the seed, which is going to be on screen right now, and explain that you'll spawn on this island right here, and you'll spawn somewhere on the island no matter what. You might spawn on the edge, you might spawn in the center, but it doesn't really matter because you'll notice looking around the island that, oh wait a minute, there's only a couple of animals here, there's a little bit of sand, a little bit of dirt, but it's missing one of the key components for Minecraft life, any form of wood or tree. You usually need trees in Minecraft because otherwise you can't do any of the crafting, you can't go past the 2x2 crafting grid, and given that only having dirt or sand means you couldn't craft anyway, you're basically done on this seed because you have no access to trees. And usually when you get a seed which is unfortunate and gives you a, like a spawn like this where you don't have trees, it's like, oh, but there's one on the island just over there. But on this particular seed, I tried every single direction. I went almost 1,000 blocks in each one, and although there are other islands in each direction, you're going to find an island over there, you're going to find islands over there, you're going to find islands over there. If we keep going this way far enough, we'll find islands. Notice how none of them have any trees on whatsoever. Even if you swim over 300 blocks to this island right here, you still have 0 pieces of wood to your name, and given that swimming 300 blocks takes a lot of hunger, you're basically in a, like a fail situation. You're basically done the moment you spawn into this seed, because if you want to get a tree, if you want to do this the normal way of doing Minecraft, you have to go in this direction for about 1,000 blocks. It's interesting, by the way, isn't it, that we can say 500,000 blocks, but 1,000 sounds a bit weirder. But, roughly 500 blocks later, you'll eventually find some islands covered in trees. And there are a lot of trees here, although they are just islands. It's not the mainland yet, so you can get your wood if you go all the way over here. But that requires swimming 500 blocks by hand, and, that's minimum if you do it perfectly. It's going to take a little bit longer to swim here by hand. It's going to be an awful start to a seed, and it's not a very fun start. So instead what this basically is it's the challenge seed that makes Minecraft so much harder, because if you spawn on your start island, if you take this island and try to do it as a challenge, then you'll stumble across some of the hardest and most interesting Minecraft challenges to date. So in addition to not having trees for all of that distance, if I drink a night vision potion real quick so I can show you what the oceans look like, you'll see how the immediate ocean around the island is pretty deserted for the most part, but you really only have like a couple of things around your radius. There's a couple of ships, one is relatively close there, one's a little further away there, and then the third thing you'll spot is in this direction. Guess what? Something really handy for players who have just started the game. It's an ocean monument. So this seed is actually somewhat handy in that there's an ocean monument near spawn. It's facing the wrong way, and it's a real disaster to get into, especially without wood, but there is in fact a ocean monument over there just to add to the challenge. And in case you want to add to the challenge even more, we also have an undersea ravine found just over here. So you might think like, well, this is actually kind of interesting. This isn't bad. This is more neutral, like it does a little bit of good as well as a little bit bad. It's interesting to look at. It means the island has a more interesting shape. But no, let me explain why this is a bad thing. This underwater ravine comes with a bunch of underwater caves connected to it, as often happens, and this means that a lot of the island is crisscrossed with not only the usual underwater caves, because if you don't know, you find underwater lakes in pretty much any Minecraft biome, but the entirety of this island has just huge underwater caves going across it, which means you won't be able to mine through those if you're just mining normally, because you'll go underwater. So mining underneath this island to get even normal resources is that much harder. But how are you going to mine in the first place? Well, the reason this is a challenge seed, the reason this is a fun potential seed, and not just me showing you the worst seed in the world, is because this theoretically could be a challenge. So here's the name of the game, right? What you have to do when you first spawn is go to the north side of the island, or the south side, whichever way you want to see it, and you need to go straight to this right here. By the way, there's another ocean monument just over there, fun fact. But you want to go straight to your first underwater ship, because these are the only sources of wood you can find within about 100 blocks of the island. That's right, if you go underwater, you can theoretically punch these. However, I'd like to quickly remind you that punching underwater is very, very hard. So what you actually have to do is you have to punch a single block, which takes up almost all of your thing, if you can even not get punched by a drown. Then you have to surface as fast as you can, which is going to take a lot of damage, heal all the way up. Bear in mind you do have food sources. There are salmon around. There's food on the island. So you have to eat all the way back up to full health. And then guess what? As soon as you're done with that, you go down and you try it again. You've got to escape. You got to escape the drowns. You've got to try your best to get one of these blocks done, and you've got to not take damage while doing all of that. That is the insanity of this challenge. Obviously, as well as taking the wood from the ship itself, which, you know, is a key thing you want to do, there's also chests in there which you can take as your own. So if you just feel like, you know, no, this is silly, let's not do that, let's instead go for the more valuable stuff. Well, bear in mind there are chests, but it's going to contain treasure maps and stuff like that, or clocks. Basically, no matter how you want to play the seed, it's going to be an extreme challenge. It's going to be a challenge that almost kills you no matter what. Look how we're taking damage, even just while checking out the treasure map. Basically, any source of wood you can get, any source of items you can get, has extreme risk attached, because as you can see, lots of rounds want me dead, and if they had tridents, it would be even riskier. That is the fun slash kind of crazy part of this seed. If you want to get anything done, it does require you to go through this intense effort. We can actually see a third pirate ship over there if you really want to, but you basically have to lay off the land on this seed. It's the no trees challenge in Minecraft, and it takes any other challenge or any other Minecraft survival you want to do onto the next level. Have you ever wondered, like, oh, what would Minecraft be like if we didn't have trees? This is your chance to properly experience that, and your chance to make your next Minecraft world, because a lot of people are serial Minecraft world creators, a more challenging one. So yeah, here in another one, we're going to do the exact same thing. Be really careful, look around, make sure nothing's attacking us at the moment, and then get this single block up to the surface. Then with that, we need to make sure we not die. It's super challenging, but I think we're going to do it. I think we're going to make it. Yes, okay. Swim to the surface. Let's go. We didn't make it. But you get the point of, like, this is an absurdly silly challenge. This is the next level of insanity, but this is what you can challenge yourself with if you'd like to. It is the ultimate kind of like Iron Man in Minecraft challenge, the challenge to take things to the next level, the challenge to make things that much harder, and it's something you can get just from this basic seed, because it takes away all of your ability to see or get trees for at least 500 blocks in every direction, and if you don't go in that direction, you're going a lot further till you find any naturally spawning wood that doesn't come with drowns attached, or doesn't come with, you know, like all the other things attached, which I think is super fun. By the way, in case you think to yourself, like, well, if you died, then how's it possible to get the wood? Well, we still do have the piece of wood. Even if you die, you still do get it. Even if that's a necessary part of what makes this happen, it's still super fun. And obviously, you still do have access to, like, okay, don't mine the blocks if you don't want to. Instead, if you want, you can go for the, you know, the treasure maps, the treasure chests, any other loot these things have, because you can then make, like, a sword or whatever. Or you can just, again, follow the treasure maps to your heart's content. But it means you have to make do of all of these other much more challenging things than previously you've spent most of your time doing. As an interesting little fun coincidence, by the way, the first treasure map we find takes us to an island with some wood too, so that's a fun way out of that. But yeah, I love the idea of a seed that really just gives you access to nothing, that gives you this challenge. Not because I think it's a good seed to start Survival World. If you want to do some building, some stuff like that, this is a terrible seed. This is the seed you should get, immediately reroll, just get another one, like, give up, because the amount of time it's going to cost you is not worth the amount of time, you know, that you're going to spend on it. But I do think in any other circumstance, if you want a challenge, if you love the idea of, you know, beating Minecraft under different tricky circumstances, if you love the idea of your next Minecraft game not being easy, but instead being a real challenge, then this is the seed which is just perfect for that, because you might have also noticed that there's not just the ocean monument, which is in the one direction from spawn. There's an ocean monument next to this one, next to that treasure chest, so next to that treasure ship, I should say, and then next to another treasure ship, the one we were just in, and we got this one prized bit of stripped jungle wood. There's another ocean monument, so it does come with the high rewards eventually. If you can get to the stage where you're taking down ocean monuments, you get 3 sets of them, which means 3 sets of sponges, 3 sets of stuff like this. This will eventually be the ultimate ocean seed, where you can make all your sort of weird underwater ocean builds by using all those sponges, using all the other things you get, because you get lots of sand as well. It's a really interesting potential for a seed if you want to play an entirely different Minecraft game. If you don't, I don't blame you if you look at this and say, my god, this sounds like just taking Minecraft, you know, turning it up to a challenge level that I'm not comfortable with. I play Minecraft for fun. If you're the sort of person that's like that, I understand. But if you want to mix up your next Minecraft experience, if you're the type of guy who's like, oh, Minecraft doesn't add enough content, I think we need more stuff, then why not make your own content for a bit? Play around with this, have a fun time, and yeah, that's kind of what I like about Minecraft, that there's an infinite number of weird challenges like this, and I hope that I helped you by showing you this seed. Or even if you don't intend to use it, then I hope you all enjoyed seeing a seed that makes you realize that your seed isn't so bad. You know, at least you didn't have to travel 500 blocks by swimming in the ocean yourself, literally like this. just to get the nearest tree. So yeah, thank you very much for watching today's video. Hope you do all enjoy the Seed Sunday and indeed the challenge videos that kind of come related to it. If you do, you can like this video, let me know, because it helps out the channel. Lets know you do enjoy the Seed Sunday. You can share if you really liked it, and you can subscribe when you're around here. I'm considering doing the best seed I found in a very long time, because I found the perfect seed for speedrunning, kind of the opposite of this, like the seed that makes everything faster, easier, etc. Would you find that interesting, or do you think the challenge is more interesting than the seed that removes the challenge? I'd love to hear in the comments down below, because I think that'd be fascinating. But for now, thank you very much for watching, because I'll see you all next time. Have a nice day. Goodbye.